Oh my god, guys, guess what? You're watching Sidemen Reacts. Sidemen Reacts is the home to some of the best reacts and also the best scandals. That's what we'll be watching today. Shocking sporting scandals with Simon Minter and Tone Jizzle.
Jeez. Why does
Wow.
Why did I get my name in here?
Why does he get his government?
I don't know. I just don't.
You know
KSI
why, Toby.
KSI never gets
I
on
know
the
why.
G-Day or JJ, bro.
I know
KSI's always K. What?
And that's okay, bro.
You think I'm racist? Wow.
We never
you're
said that.
accusing me.
I was gonna say,
Oh, it's a
Simon
scandal!
Cowell, man.
It's a scandal!
You're accusing-
Scandal!
you're
Scandal!
accusing me. Cancel him! Cancel this man! Right. Yeah, cool. Anyway, sporting scandals.
I hope that
10
people
shocking
thinking
sporting scandals.
Calix set up the halfway line goal is in here. that's burned me.
Number 10. Illegal drugs in Olympic horses.
Oh.
Now, drug tests for athletes at the Olympics are standard procedure. However, since most of the physical effort in equine sports comes right from the horses themselves, wouldn't it be fair to test the animals too?
Ethan, you
I
know
know
about
what you're
horses
thinking.
now.
That sounds
I do. I was
ridiculous.
about to say, you can feed them.
Cat.
Like, go faster. So that tranquilizes them, Simon. Right. You can feed them different types of feed, and some give them up more energy and stuff. They call go faster food, bro. So
Didn't
like,
you once describe your girlfriend as a horse?
oh fuck off. Oh fuck off.
I'm incorrect. It was twice.
Fuck off.
Yes, doping is an
play
unfortunate
the
reality in the
fucking video
sporting
now.
world, but drugging animals? It sounds preposterous, and yet, that's exactly what some of
They
the
are
participants at the Olympic
absolute
Games in
tanks.
Beijing of
Horses.
2008
Tanks.
JJ
were
thinks
guilty
that he
of
can
doing.
beat one up.
In
I
fact,
don't
poor horses...
understand. I don't understand.
Bro, I said this. I said, come down to my missus' yard, bro, and stand face to face with the Donny that smoked my toe. And you will shit yourself, bro. He will kick your head off your shoulders. It's done.
Rock.
It's done. And if the horse knows it's a scrap, it's done, bro. It's done. It's done.
competing in the events tested positive for capsaicin. The substance is not necessarily illegal since it's commonly used for minor injuries. However, it was on the list of substances banned by the Olympics because it can also be used as a stimulant. Consequently, all the participants who tested positive were immediately disqualified, which to Norwegian Tony Andre Hansen meant saying goodbye to the bronze medal that he and his horse Camiro had just won in the show jumping event.
More from you.
Number 9. Spain's Paralympic basketball team.
Huh?
It's absurd how far the desire for medals can
Well,
go.
wouldn't it be like, what if there was just
There just
Don't
weren't
say
Paralympians. There weren't
stand up, bro?
Paralympians.
Just stand up and dunk on a posterize, bro.
They jump out the chair and dunk.
What's the scandal, bro? I mean,
When the main theme of the Olympic Games is unity and sportsmanship. These are the basic principles that brought the Paralympics into existence, so that the Games would actually be open to anybody. Well, not exactly anybody. You still needed to be a qualified athlete and you needed to meet a certain criteria requested by each category. At the Sydney Paralympics of 2000, for example, there were intellectually disabled teams with certain limitations in cognitive functioning and skills, including communication, social and self-care skills, and an IQ of below 70 to 75. So evidently,
Ethan,
one
you
of the
can do it.
prerequisites for every athlete in this sport
Can I Paralympic weightlift? Can I get in there? Yeah,
Can you what? Can you what?
Paralympic weightlifting, please. Can I do that? God, well, stop giggling at me. Do you know what, as well? It's sad. I realised yesterday I'm a Neanderthal, right? So I was going out of the entrance of something, and there was like a, like a rope blocking it. And there was people behind me that also needed to get out. Bro, I climbed under it and just left it there. And then the humans behind me unclipped it. And I looked back and I thought, I'm a Neanderthal. Like, my brain just said, yeah, go under obstacle. That was it. That's all my brain said, bro. I'm a Neanderthal. I'm not a human, bro. I'm fucked.
So evidently, one of the prerequisites for every athlete in this sport was to possess an intellectual disability. That didn't really matter to the Spanish basketball team, though. They fielded a team that did win the games. However, it soon turned out that out of 12 members on that team, only 2 were actually intellectually impaired. The Spanish team was obviously disqualified, but the saddest part is that the cheating scandal forced the ban of intellectually disabled Paralympic sports permanently. Number 8. Rosie Ruiz. Rosie Ruiz may not be the fastest marathon runner in the world, but we have to admit she's one of the smartest. Not everybody could, however briefly, trick the committees of 2 of the world's most important marathons. In fact, the Cuban-American administrative
What did she
assistant
do?
finished 12th at the New York Marathon of
26
1959,
miles in
but
2
then
hours
was first
56.
across the finish line at the Boston Marathon
Women are
of
so quick
1980.
compared to blokes.
Yes, she was remarkably the winner of the popular race. Her Boston time was the 3rd fastest in marathon history, and 20 minutes faster than her previous New York time.
Wow.
However, her glorious moment didn't last long. Soon, many of the participants of the marathon, even some people in the audience, reported that they had not seen her on the course.
Oh, I think I've
It was
heard
also
of this
pointed
one.
out how fresh she
this the
seemed
one
at
that
the
just
end of
got
the
a
race.
car?
Quite unusual
Yeah,
for a
I think
marathon
so.
runner. Other witnesses also came forward claiming they saw
train,
her on
yeah.
the subway during the
That
New
is
York
joke.
Marathon
You know what?
the previous year.
She deserves it.
Following investigation confirmed all the claims and
Well,
caused
smart, not hard.
expulsion from
Yeah.
both marathons. Number 7. La Mano de Dios. In November of
Maradona.
2020, Diego Maradona
Oh, yeah.
died aged 60, leaving soccer fans mourning his death all over the world. Maradona was considered by many to be one of the greatest footballers to ever have existed. But talent isn't everything, sometimes you need a bit of luck. Maradona knew that too. In fact, he was the one that coined the expression La Mano de Dios, in English, the hand of God, in
Yeah.
reference to the events of 1986. At the
Pagan.
World Cup of that year in Mexico, Maradona brought his team, Argentina,
soul,
to victory
but pagan.
over England at the quarterfinals. A terrible defeat for England, but an incredible success for Maradona, with a 2-1 win that would come to define his career. It still bugs the English, though, that in the goal scored by the champion, Maradona partially used his hand to push the ball
Partially?
over the head of the
Partially?
goalkeeper.
Partially
They
used
play
it.
volleyball.
Tunisian referee Ali bin Nasser didn't notice, and so the goal was counted as regular, as VAR did not exist back then,
listen.
creating one of the biggest points of contention in football history.
Yeah.
Number 6. Calciopoli. The Calciopoli scandal unveiled an intricate network of devious activities performed by some of the
stadium's
strongest
so cold, by the
Italian
way.
Serie A.
Oh yeah, Serie A is
early
just
2000s.
tampered with, isn't
In
it?
2006, following
Oh,
the release of a
there's
series
non-stop
of
match
phone call
fixing, though.
interceptions by some
Yeah.
Italian investigators, the case was brought to court. Initial evidence proved that the top brass at the Juventus club attempted to bribe several referees of the Italian Football Federation to look upon them favourably during their league campaign. It was not only a national scandal, but a shock for football fans all over the world. Soon, investigators also discovered that the Juventus scandal was just the tip of the iceberg. In fact, footballing giants such as AC Milan,
Football's flat,
Fiorentina,
yeah.
Lazio, and Regina were also involved. The consequent punishments were severe. Some people ended up in jail, and Juventus spent 2 seasons in the lower Serie B, a fate the other teams managed to escape. Number 5. A prodigious pentathlon prodigy. In the present day, modern pentathlon competitions comprise 2 fencing rounds, swimming, show jumping, and laser shooting, as well as cross-country running.
so
At the
random.
1976 Montreal Olympics, Ukrainian athlete Boris Onyshchenko was the favourite to win this competition. He was in fact an accomplished fencer, and everyone expected big things from him. And he did indeed give
Fencing's
people
the
something to
weirdest
talk
shit to
about
me,
for
you
years
know.
to come.
So weird.
Why?
I just think it's bare weird, bro.
Like if you got a sword, slash someone, innit?
And also,
But it's not really a store. It's like
Also-
it's like, poke them.
But
just
look how
like
you did
there's
it.
so many things to do in the world, right? So many sport, there's so many things to do. You want to put a fucking chain mask on, a chain suit on, and poke your brethren.
Are we really going to talk about things to do in the world with our careers?
I still feel like it's better than fencing. I can't get out.
They're coming for you in the comments. They're
Listen,
ready. On guard.
If any of you lot
I
are,
think you could make anything into that. Like, okay, why do you want to go hit a ball with a stick into a tiny hole, pick it up, and then go do it again in a different place?
it's a bit more.
When you break anything down to basics, it sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even like, if there's any young aspiring fencers out there, keep doing your thing, man. I hope it benefits you. Right?
Go keep
That
poking
sounds
your
really,
brethren.
really motivational, bro. Well
No,
done.
but everyone's into their own thing, aren't they? And that's what's beautiful about people. Everyone's into it. So maybe I was wrong, but to me it don't make sense. I'm okay with it.
What matters
That's
is
not
that
what
you
you might
admitted
ex-
your mistake.
In the
Well
match
done.
against
Yeah.
the British pentathlete Adrian Parker, the British team noticed that Onyshchenko was given points even when he didn't hit Parker. As it turned out, he had modified his electric epee, which is the dueling sword that records points for the athletes. It should register every time it hits the opponent's body. However, he had added a button he would press whenever he got close to the British fencer without really touching him,
What?
which would register as a point. It goes without saying that as soon as the trick was revealed, the Ukrainian athlete was disqualified and banned from the games for life.
Yeah, fair dues.
Number 4. Bloodgate.
Huh?
Even though
Bloodgate.
Bloodgate is one of the biggest rugby scandals in the past decade in England, don't be fooled by the name. The event took place in spring of 2009 during the quarter-final match for the Heineken Cup. That's the European Champions Cup. The match was between the Harlequins and Leinster at the Twickenham Stoop Stadium. The match was almost over and the Harlequins were losing by only 1 point. To win, they only needed a penalty or a drop goal. The problem was their goal kicker, Nick Evans, got injured during the game and had to be replaced with another player, Tom Williams. Now here's where things took an unexpected turn. To give Evans enough time to recover and get back on the field again, Williams, helped by the club physiotherapist Steph Brennan, bit into a blood capsule and staged an injury.
I heard about this.
Unfortunately for Williams and the club, TV footage covered everything and everybody could see the true reality of things. Director of the club, Dean Richards, resigned and was handed a 3-year ban from all rugby.
So he bit into a blood capsule to make it look like it was a worse injury or something.
Ah, okay.
To buy more time for his other teammate to get ready.
Got you.
He should have just kicked the ball.
Yeah, that must make.
If he had just made the kick, they won.
Yeah.
The Health Professions Council, and Williams was banned for a year. Number 3. Crashgate. It doesn't take too much creativity to come up with a name for this scandal. The name refers to a car crash that happened in a Formula 1 race in 2008. The accident occurred at the Singapore Grand Prix of that year and saw driver Nelson Piquet Jr. crashing against a wall after turn 17 during lap 14. Now luckily, no one was hurt. So what's the scandal here? Accidents happen, especially in car racing. You see, the scandal actually burst out a year after the race, when Piquet himself revealed he'd been asked by his team to stage the crash and create an opportunity for teammate Fernando Alonso to win the race.
Oh, shit.
Now things start to really make sense. The fact that the crash took place in the only position on the track which required a safety car deployment was already suspicious. The post-race data from Piquet's car also showed him continuously pressing hard on the throttle, even after the back of the car had drifted out.
Mad.
Number 2. The Black Sox scandal.
That's nuts that they'd ask him to risk his life to let someone else.
Well, I guess he crashed in a way that he knew.
Yeah, I think he would have crashed in a way that's not that bad. And those cars are made to sort of like fall apart anyway.
Yeah.
Like the front wing will come off and stuff like that. But it just leaves debris everywhere, which enables safety car to come out or whatever.
People involved in the historical Black Sox scandal were probably less scrupulous than one would be today. At the Baseball World Series of 1919, during the game of the Chicago White Sox against the Cincinnati Reds, the match ended with the victory of the Reds. However, the rumour spread, especially through sports writers such as Hugh Fullerton, that something wasn't quite right here, and maybe someone on the White Sox team had been bribed to lose the game. Turns out those suspicions were well-founded. As established by a grand jury called to investigate the case, 8 players of the Sox received $70,000 to $100,000 for losing 5 games to 3.
Is that each or altogether?
I hope each.
But then again, would there have been that much money in baseball back in 1919?
That's a lot. Inflation-wise, that's a lot.
I was gonna say that. So what's that like? 70 to 100 grand worth now? It would be nuts, wouldn't it?
I don't know where to search that. I wish Vic was here.
Lake City bribe. The Salt Lake City scandal is probably the biggest in the history of the Olympics because it saw the direct involvement of the IOC in a bribery scandal. Plus, after this happened, the entire Olympic Committee system was reset and revolutionized. Let's go back to 1998. That's when the scandal actually broke out. It was 3 years after Salt Lake City was chosen over other cities in Canada, Sweden and Switzerland by the IOC for the Winter Olympics of 2002. Thanks to inside tips from the IOC board members like Dick Pound and Ken Bullock.
His name is Dick Pound!
Wait.
His name is Dick Pound!
Oh, you know when on some documents they put your second name first?
Pound
Thanks to inside tips from the IOC board members like Dick Pound and Ken Bullock, investigators were able to uncover a huge bribery scandal. As it turned late, Salt Lake City's bid committee doled out $1 million in cash, scholarships, medical care, gifts, and other favors to IOC members and their families, some of whom happily welcomed the gifts. Consequently, 6 out of the 3 members were expelled, 4 resigned, while the remaining members were given severe warnings. None faced criminal charges, but the IOC approved the creation of an independent ethics committee and term limits for future events.
Wow.
So those were 10 shocking sporting
You know what? I'm not gonna lie, lads, I picked a shitter.
I expected worse scandals.
I was expecting some better scandals. The F1 one was quite nuts. Yeah, that